much.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, welcome to the Luca Mele Show with my very first guest, Mario Greco.
Hello. Sorry, I was thinking, I was going to say good evening, good afternoon, but I was like, I don't know what time.
Hello is perfect.
Hello, yes.
So, I want to introduce you like that and then kind of get into our history of how we met and how I came to know you and why I was so captivated by you, sometimes forcefully, and I'll get into that.
Okay.
And why you're here today, why I wanted to interview. Okay, so
Thank you.
Our history together, the way I remember it, I was running in the Ontario elections.
Yeah. Actually, first was the federal.
Yes, that's right. It was the federal elections.
Yeah. No worries, man.
The federal elections.
Yeah.
And it was expected that you might be joining the race last minute. And I already kind of like...
That was actually the provincial. I joined last minute in the provincial, but federal, I was...
Federal, well...
Yeah.
To the meeting, I didn't check online.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know you were already registered. So in my head, I'm sitting with everyone thinking like...
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to show up kind of thing.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And then you were there, sitting with everyone, and I was like, oh, wow. But the provincial thing too. It was a very last minute thing.
Yeah.
You showed up. And that's what I
minute.
mean by forcefully. I had to keep coming face to face with you.
Yeah.
And I say that because, I looked into who you were and you looked very like well put together. You knew what you were talking about when you were representing the party at the time.
Thank you.
I don't know if you want me to mention.
Of course, yeah.
The PPC.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and that's the People's Party of Canada, for those who don't know what that is. So it was very like, I'm independent, but I have the same exact values of the PPC at the time.
Yeah.
And it was very weird for me to have you as a competitor, because I kind of wanted all the votes and everything for myself.
Yeah.
And then again, what was it? 8 months later, I think. You showed up late to that meeting. That's what I was thinking about. And you just registered like last second, I think.
Yeah.
Not just you, it was like the party as a whole.
Yeah, the party as a whole.
Nothing to do with you doing it last
minute. The PPO.
Because if it was up to you, it would have been done before the deadline.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
appreciate that.
I was like, again, Mario? Again? Like, I'm thinking, okay, we did this before. I got to know you. You're a very good guy. But then we got to get know each other even more after this. Do you remember us standing outside and talking with our friend Alex?
Yes. Yeah, I remember. It was a good conversation.
Yeah. We talked outside for like an hour.
Yeah.
And I got to know you a little bit better through that. And then everything else. And then I think fast forward another 4 or 5 months afterwards, I ran in another like municipal election.
Yeah.
And you actually came and helped me.
Of course.
That. Yeah. Helped me put up signs.
Yeah.
And then
it was great times, man.
Some good food afterwards.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of like my history of you. And when I looked into you and seeing that you're going out and doing things for the party and making those videos, I was very inspired by you.
Well, thank you.
I was like, this is another guy from Woodbridge that has the same morals, the same goals for what they want to see for politics in Canada. And I was just like, oh. At first I was like, no. But then I was like, yes, we need more of us. Whether we're running against each other or helping each other in other elections. So that was very, very fun. I hope I'm talking to the mic good.
Likewise. No, it's all good, man. No, I appreciate that. Very kind words. I really appreciate it.
And that makes me want to, thank you. That makes me want to get into, because when I looked into you, I noticed that I went far into the past. I noticed you made a game before. You went into gaming, and you just have a very colorful past. And so if you want to get into some of that, your history with running in the elections, and beating my ass, and then and then
No, I think there was an opportunity where you beat my ass too, man. So like it's I think it's an
Well,
even scope as of right now.
for
but-
me, first impressions last, and that first one you really handed it to me, and you did so well. And also the gaming stuff you've done. If you
Mhm.
want to talk about that,
Absolutely.
yeah, so
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I was first off, thank you for having me on your show. It's an honor to be here, and great to
Honor
see you
have
again.
man.
And yeah, no, it's I really feel like our history has been like we were never like I mean maybe like friendly rivals, but we were never like rivals. We were just
No,
kind of like
never.
we kind of got we like our passion and motivation threw us into the fray, and we kind of saw each other on like maybe technically different sides of the aisle, but like at the same time it's like, hey, we're kind of like on the same wavelength, same mentality and
Yep.
whatnot, right? So it's like, we connected a lot on that, and that's where
Mhm.
our great mutual respect came from, and I really appreciate that. And and dude, it wasn't just me, man. You kicked my ass in the provincial election too.
Not
You
by
worked
much. I
you
mean,
worked good.
we
You
did
did
have
a lot
10
of work.
people running in the same ballot, right?
Yeah, there
It
was quite a
was
bit of
a
people.
lot.
Yeah, but no, you really went all out with putting up the signs and whatnot, and the work you did. That's the thing I find with a lot of people. They ask like, oh, you must have a big team. It's like, no, like for me when I ran for the PPC, it was like literally just me, my dad, and my grandfather
Mhm.
that helped me put up my signs like all over Woodbridge. And I remember for you, like it was you and I think a couple other people that just helped you.
3, 4 other people,
Yeah,
but what we did is we went out at midnight.
yeah.
You know,
It's a lot of work, man.
right when the hammer dropped, we went out. We had
Mhm.
everything ready,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough because Woodbridge is a big riding.
Yeah.
So to put all the signs up,
Yeah.
I can't imagine like you do it. I remember seeing you doing it once while
Mhm.
we were doing it,
Yeah.
and then you met one of our friends on the team, Massimo, I believe,
Massimo.
and he offered to help you in your campaign as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I remember Massimo.
that was very good.
Yeah. Massimo's a good guy. Yeah. So no, for sure, I appreciate that. But yeah, so going like I guess into my history of what led me into like politics and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I guess going back as a kid, I mean, my name is Mario, right? So I've always been like a big Nintendo guy, like love playing Nintendo games, and oftentimes whether it's people in general, it'd be like, oh, what are you gonna do with video games in your life? You're always playing video games, it's not
remember
gonna
that.
bring you a future. Video games rot your brain, blah blah blah. You're not doing good in school. You gotta get away the video games, put it
Right.
away, focus on school. But it's like I always like, especially when I was a kid, I really struggled in school. I contended with a lot of issues. Like I basically I was diagnosed with I mean it was called at the time Asperger's syndrome.
Mhm.
Now it's under the autism spectrum
Okay.
domain,
Understood.
and like I'm a lot more higher functioning. I also have a sibling, my brother. He has autism as well, but he was diagnosed at 3 years old because it was more prominent. For me, I was diagnosed at 9, right?
Okay.
So basically, uh, it wasn't really recognized. It was my mother that recognized it, and she helped look for assistance for me, and I ended up getting a little bit more help in school and whatnot. But basically, as I got older, I'm like, okay, you know what? I want to make something of my life, and in high school, start to focus more and like open my mind more and really
You
give my
sure
best
did.
effort. Yeah, thanks. And then eventually got into university, and I figured, you know what? I want to take all of those naysayer comments like, oh, what are video games going to do for your life? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get into game dev, right? I want to like actually make games and stuff like that, and prove that it is a valid career path. So that's where I took game development, and I struggled there too. It's not easy. Game development's not easy. You have to learn a lot of programming, and the math is behind it
So
as
how
well.
much time did you spend in school doing that?
So it was a 4-year program.
4 years.
It was at the
That's a
Ontario
lot of
Tech.
dedication.
Yeah, thank you. It was
Yeah.
at Ontario Tech University. I mean, that's what it's called now. Before, at the time, it was known by its official name, University of Ontario Institute of Technology, but now they call it
Okay,
Ontario
yeah.
Tech.
That's the name I remember. the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. So basically, I struggled there, and I worked in a group for my first year project making a game, and unfortunately, the game flopped. I blame the group dynamic, especially because our lead programmer was, in my opinion, not a very friendly person.
Mhm.
He would talk down upon us if things didn't go well, myself and the other members, and we kind of just put up with him because like he was like the strongest asset to the team,
Got
but
it.
he was also like extremely demoralizing when things wouldn't work out, and he would put us down and whatnot. Not a friendly guy, but after that, I'm like, you know what? I really struggled and failed. What do I do? I spoke to my professor. I'm like, hey, you know what? Should I like fast track some of my courses? Because again, I throughout my history as being a student, like I've struggled in school, right?
Right.
I'm like, should I take courses during the summer to fast track? He goes, no, just, you know, the best thing you can do is just make a game during the summer. And that's how you will learn more and it
Yeah,
will aid you in your studies. I'm like, okay.
like
So
hands-on experience.
yeah,
Dive right
exactly.
into it.
Hands-on experience. So basically, um, I was thinking maybe I would make like a fan made sequel to Super Mario 2.
Okay.
And but because a friend of mine's like, oh, I wish I could play like a new game like that. But I figured, you know what, let me start small. Let me really start small and really set the bar really, really low, right? And that's what I did. So I made a small games like a Space Invaders kind of esque game that and like it was edgy too because like I'm into edgy humor and stuff like that, right? Like humor that you find on Simpsons, Family Guy, South Park,
Yeah,
and whatnot,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Uh,
I'm all into that.
yeah. So yeah, it's funny stuff, right?
Hmm.
But the thing is, I made it abundantly clear that my game is making fun of racism, right?
Okay.
But the thing is, because university was a very politically correct environment, and on top of that, I had some people that didn't like me. I asked a lot of questions in class, like a
Okay.
lot of questions in class because I struggled in school. So I'm like, you know
Mhm.
what? Why should I have to compromise my learning by keeping myself quiet when I'm there to learn? Like school is there for you to learn, right?
Absolutely.
So I think I attracted a lot of like not so friendly people. They're like, "Oh man, I don't like Mario. Yeah, ask too many questions in class, right?" So
Mhm.
I think after I made that game in the politically correct, environment, it's like, look, more evidence that Mario's this weirdo. But it's like they just had like this bias against me, right? So
Right, right.
anyway, but then afterward, I noticed in my studies that a lot of students were struggling with game dev because it's not easy. People going like, "Oh yeah, game dev's fun," but like it's a lot of work, a lot of math and programming. So I figure, one of the goals I'd like to do is try to help people succeed in game dev, so that way they don't drop out because we had quite a high dropout rate.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that's what I wanted to do with as I reached the last year of studies, I became the Game Development Society president at the time,
Oh wow.
and
Awesome.
yeah, I got voted in. It was quite a tight race with me and this other guy, very very good guy, and but I mean it was a tight race, but I ended up turning out in the end, and I took on the responsibility to try and steer where the Game Development Society would go.
Excellent.
And my main priority was like, okay, let's have like not a hierarchy, but like let's have like a group environment where it's like, yeah, fourth years, third years, second years, assisting the first years and
Hmm.
trying to help them get going and kind of get into their grooves. That way they don't drop out. And I really enjoyed doing that. And I'm like, you know what? Because I struggled a lot in school, I want to find a sense of inspiration. So I want to do that for others. And that's where I kind of discovered that, you know what? I really enjoy teaching. I
Hmm.
really want to teach people how to make games and grow themselves and have a sense of hope and inspiration.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So
I like that.
then I went to teaching. And after I graduated from teachers college,
Is this before you ran
this
into
was all before I
elections?
ran. Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry, I should have
No,
clarified,
no,
but
that's good.
yeah. So I studied university game dev, and then I went to teachers college. Actually worked for Best Buy for a year in between, which I learned a lot more than expected. So definitely,
Mhm.
there's a lot of value in even part-time work, local work, resale work, even a lot you can learn. But after doing teachers college, I ended up teaching comp sci business at all these different schools as an LTO. LTO
Wow.
stands for long-term occasional. I worked in Guelph for a couple of months, and I worked in Mississauga for about just about a year. And the thing is, like, as a teacher, it's very difficult. But in my opinion, as someone who's taught before, the career is difficult, but it doesn't need to be difficult.
Okay.
That's my opinion, because the thing is, you go in and you're expected to like make all the lessons, make all the assignments, mark all the assignments, make all the tests, mark all the tests. And it's like you're basically creating the obstacle course and then evaluating the people using the obstacle course,
Okay.
right?
Right.
And if something goes wrong, let's say a student's upset by a mark or whatever, it's like I felt the pressure because I was a new teacher,
Hmm.
right? Where it's like I had like, especially grade 12, like you got a lot of the grade 12s like, sir, I need a 95 in this course. Sir, I need a 96 in this course. I need a 98 in this course. I'm just like,
Jeez.
okay, guys, I will do my best to assist you guys however which way possible, right? But at the same time, understand that I'm doing what I can as a new teacher to ensure that things are in line with the curriculum, but also I'm crafting a lot of this stuff,
Yeah.
right? And thankfully, I did have some teachers assist me where they provided resources to me, where they provided like lesson plans, test layouts, and whatnot, assignment layouts. So I did get some help with that. However, there's a few challenges with that. One, some teachers just kind of like gave a whole bunch of resources that were not organized. It was
Hmm.
just like as if they got a big box, threw it on the floor, and like, okay, go nuts. And
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Oh
sorry, this
no.
is gonna take me longer to sort this out before I make my own. I'd probably be more efficient making my own stuff, right?
Absolutely.
So I kind of contended with that, but some stuff was organized, so that helped me. And then what I tried to do is I tried to migrate all of the programming exercises for computer science courses. I migrated it to a website called Replit,
Oh.
replit.com. And replit.com, they had like a portal for teaching, like education and whatnot, where you can set up the exercises where students will get automatically assessed, right? If
Oh.
they type in their code, it will check their code to see if it lines up with test cases. If you input this, do you get that? If you input this, do you get that? And it automatically checks that. So students get instant feedback, right? It saves me a ton of work to focus more on assisting the students one by one,
Wow.
right? And it worked a lot better, but it just required so much work at the beginning,
Hmm.
right? And then when I finish at one school, I go to a different school, they're teaching a different programming language, even though it's the same course, right? So I'm like, okay, I have to kind of redo this, but for this language, right? This programming language. So just so the audience knows, like when I say languages, I mean computer languages like C++, Java, Python. Those are computer languages, right? It's
Okay.
just like different
Understood.
different ways of coding, right?
Hmm.
Basically, I found myself constantly reinventing the wheel a lot. Even with business courses, I would often find rubrics and assignments that were given to me by other teachers, but they're more subjective marking, right? And I don't really mark subjectively. I like marking objectively, right?
Hmm.
Did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do that? Did you do that? Right? So if there's ever a conflict a student has with the mark I gave them, I'll just ask them like, okay, did you do
Did you do
this?
this?
Did you
Did
do
you do
this?
that?
Did you do
Yeah.
this? Okay, this is the quality with this. Do you agree with that? Right? And that
Makes
way it's
sense.
fair. I
Hmm.
want to be a fair marker. I want to make sure that I'm not inflating things. I'm not deflating things. It's accurate,
Hmm.
right? And that's what I've been really focused on, right? But all of this took up so much time, so much energy. I kept reinventing the wheel. Then COVID happened, and then I was teaching a new course never taught before as well, which was like computer engineering. Thankfully, I got some resources there, but it's like I'm teaching online, so I have
Yeah.
to try and find ways to get, how to get them to work on Arduinos and hardware stuff online. Like, thankfully,
Yeah.
Tinkercad was like a godsend. It really helped me out. Yeah, it got to that point where I'm like, okay, I'm getting burned out by teaching. And as much as I love teaching, I want to just like maybe take a bit of a break and pursue something I feel strongly about. And I
How long
figured,
were you doing it at this point? By
so
COVID.
yeah, so I was teaching online for 1 year. So basically,
And
um,
before that, were you teaching?
yeah, I was teaching. So like my first job was in Guelph for a few months. Then I
Mm.
went to Mississauga for about a year.
A
Then
year.
after that, I was in Thornhill for a semester. And then I was in Woodbridge for roughly a year. Right. But that's when COVID happened.
So about
Right.
2.5 years before COVID, you started.
I would say like 2016 is when I started, so roughly 4 years before
Okay.
COVID
four
happened.
years.
Like, I graduated teachers college in 2016 January, and yeah, so I've worked those jobs, and then eventually, after working online during COVID, and it got to like spring of 2021. I remember seeing the People's Party were looking for candidates, and I'm like, you know what? I was like a 50-50. I'm like, do I apply or not?
Mm.
Right. And I figured, you know what the heck? Let me give it a go. It's something I'm very passionate about. And on top of that, I see that as an opportunity, not just to run and get my feet wet, but also to kind of make my position with my outlook on life more solidified. Where, because like oftentimes, whether it's like in the university, whether it's in the teaching field, in any field possible, you always have like people that have political conversations and whatnot, and like you don't know if you should chime in or if it makes people feel uncomfortable or if they'll judge
Hmm.
you or whatever. So I figured if I ran for the People's Party, people will know where I stand, and I don't even have to say a word. I
Right.
can walk into a room and people know where I stand, and they'll know whether they want to associate themselves with me or not, or whether they're
Makes sense.
comfortable
Yep.
with disclosing this or that. So it was kind of like a two-pronged reason. One, to get my feet wet, to pursue an ambition, but also to really solidify my personhood, right,
Got it.
in the minds of people. But the thing is, after that, when I ran, I got hit by a nasty, nasty media hit piece. Um, Basically, they were a far left organization. They claimed to be independent, but really, they actually a lot of their you know the story I
I
told
think
you.
I remember this
Yeah,
story.
it was a nasty hit
Someone
piece.
like pretending to be you.
Oh no, that's something else actually.
Okay.
That's actually something. I don't know if they're related, but I heard. Yeah, basically, I'll go into that as well. But yeah, that was crazy. But basically, so the nasty hit piece, they claim to be independent, but they're actually a lot of their board members from their parent company have direct affiliation with like a lot of them were like former members of another political party.
Mhm.
So like basically, it was like imagine if there's a news agency that does a hit piece on Pepsi, but that news agency's parent company is Coca-Cola,
Okay.
right? That's basically what it was. So they were really biased against me. They twisted my words. They tried to like throw in things that are a bunch of nonsense. And basically they presented my story out of context,
Mhm.
right?
Of course.
So they hit on my video game that I made that made fun of racism,
Mhm.
and they twisted it to make it seem like I was the racist,
Of course.
right? And basically like they would say, oh, you know, um, some students said this, but it was actually like for example, the article said that students and faculty members were shocked, and one called it the most racist game he ever played, right?
Oh my
But here's the thing, though. Who was that one person? It wasn't a student or faculty member. It was actually a random YouTube comment that was complaining about my level that made fun of rednecks, like
Oh, wow.
made fun of white people. So they clipped that context out when I was
course.
making jokes about all cultures, like what Family Guy does, South Park, nothing different than that,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
I was making fun of everybody, but not that I was making fun of everybody. I was making fun of the stereotypes themselves. I was making fun of racism itself, right? But of course, they clipped it out of context, and then they put in like, oh, you know, Mario allowed as a teacher a student to draw a picture of Pepe the Frog. Oh, that's discriminatory toward people with autism. Meanwhile, like my brother and I both have autism. It's like these guys are really, really like to twist stories, and it really took a huge negative toll on me because I got a lot of hate mail. I even got death threats. People were calling for me to be fired from my job. Like it was horrible, right? And it really screws with your head. So all that did was really embolden me more to be like, I don't want these liars to get away with this. This is the nastiness you find in politics, where they'll lie about you. And hopefully one day I hope to present my story in a way that the audience can find value in it. Because at the end of the day, this is not about me. This is not a matter of just to clear my name. It's more about like, these are the lies. These are the incentives for people to lie. This is how you notice lies. Because the best liars, they take a nugget of truth,
Right.
and they'll just dress it up with lies and kind of like present things out of context, right? Half truths make the best lies, unfortunately, right? Like, and that's what we're up against. You know, I'm hoping that by presenting this story, people will better recognize when lies come about, whether it's from the left, whether it's from the right, whether it's from whomever. Lying is bad. That's the message of the story, right? And
Absolutely,
hopefully
I
we can
agree.
learn to overcome that. You know, but then after that, shortly after it got smeared, there was that apparently person that claimed to be me,
Yeah.
and
That's the
they
story I
walked
hear.
right into apparently the conservative unit there that they had there.
Who was running again?
So I was running for PPC, the People's Party, and Angela Panacci was running for conservative. Francesco Sabero was running for liberal. I think his name was
Bolo?
no, Tibolo was
Provincial.
provincial, yeah.
Okay.
But Peter DeVito, I think his name was, for NDP, and then you were running as independent. And I forgot I think Mohammed Hassan, I think his name is, who ran for Green. But anyway, essentially some person walked into the conservative base, their unit there, their campaign section there. And apparently he wore a PPC hat, and someone was following him with a camera,
Oh, wow.
recording him, and he started like yelling, lambasting the secretary, apparently throwing pens in the room,
Oh, my
and claiming to
goodness.
be the PPC candidate, right?
Oh, no.
And these and basically the conservatives thought it was me that did that.
Of course.
And one of my buddies, a friend of mine, he was working with the conservatives. He's like, that doesn't sound like Mario. Like he wouldn't do that,
Not
right?
at all. No.
And then he's like, where are you right now? I'm like, I'm at my cousin's wedding, right? I'm like, what the hell is
You're
going
at a
on?
wedding and some guy's pretending to be you.
Yeah. I was at a wedding. I was at my cousin's wedding. I'm part of the bridal party. Like I'm one of the groomsmen. Like sorry, like for my cousin, among my other cousins, right? And basically, I was like, what the heck's going on? So I'm like, please, like, tell these guys to call me. I'll clarify what's going on. And I spoke to one of their guys that are involved with the campaign. He goes, yeah, it sounds like it wasn't you, and a lot of the guys said it wasn't you. I appreciate you clarifying things, because they were basically looking to disqualify me. I'm like, guys, this was not me, right?
Yeah.
So, and I still never found out who that guy was that framed me. But yeah, so it's like one thing after another. I'm like, oh my God, like these guys want me to go down. It's like the news agency, the quote unquote news agency, this framer guy, and then
who do you think that was, or affiliated with?
I have no idea. It could be anything. Maybe it was a self-sabotage. Maybe it was like another party. Who knows? But the thing is, like, I don't think it was a self-sabotage. I think
it could have been. I have two theories.
Yeah.
One, it could have been someone from another party that wants to start a problem between
Probably
conservatives.
Right?
I'm not going to say who the party could be, but
yeah.
The other one could be, it could have been maybe a future supporter of yours or a voter of yours that maybe in the heat of the moment just said he was
maybe,
the candidate.
Who knows? Yeah.
Maybe in his head he was deranged. He felt like he was, or he was supporting the party.
Who knows? Yeah.
Acting on how he felt like he should act out, but in the end, it only did worse for you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, thankfully, I was able to clear my name with the conservatives in Woodbridge very quickly.
Yeah.
And we made amends. Everything was good. And all the candidates were, especially including yourself, you guys were all like valiant candidates, but things happened the way they did. I ended up getting about 5.4% of the vote in the federal election, which was quite decent.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, and a lot of that was because of like the whole COVID fiasco. PPC was doing well at the time.
Yep, the big purple wave.
Yeah, purple wave at the time. Yeah, but yeah, after that, then ran provincially, and then I found that you were running for a party after that. After you ran independent, and then I ran for the PPO. PPO was very new, Populist Party Ontario. Yeah. And yeah, that's where you kicked my ass in that election. You did really well.
Barely kicked your ass.
No, you did good. You got like what, four times the amount of votes that I got. You did good. No.
I only had 800 something votes.
Yeah, I think you had 802.
And you had maybe 249.
No. I got 249.
249.
Yeah. Yeah, you did
That's
good.
Still better than what I got the first time I ran against you.
Man, hey, you know what? You were new. It was independent. You ran as independent. It's not easy to run as an independent.
No, and it was like a snap election.
It was a snap election. Yeah.
So it was very last minute. Although parties always know months before if a snap election is going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, usually they have an indication. Like I know, like even with the People's Party, like we were like, oh, it might happen, might not. Like even we as a party were like unsure whether it was going to happen or not. But then it happened.
Yeah,
like
and Ontario Blue, same thing. We were kind of getting ready November, December, knowing that an election might be called in the new year. We don't know when. So we kind of started getting everything ready. And then, sure enough, it was called by mid-January or something like that. And maybe late January.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah, I'm talking about was it this year?
The most recent election. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it was this year, but it was technically this year. Yeah. February 2025.
We've been through so many elections.
Yeah.
And when it's like municipal, provincial, federal in the same year, and then 2 years later, federal gets called again or provincial gets called again.
Oh, that was crazy.
And then it just, oh man, it's all overlapping.
All the small parties got killed this election. We were like, it really got small parties really got hammered. The whole like, and like now the Carney's got like one short of a majority now. It's crazy. It's
the crossing floors thing. I don't know if that should be legal or there should be kind of consequences to that, or people should have the freedom to change their mind. I don't know how people may look at it. What do you feel about that? Do you feel like people should have the ability to change their mind, or do you feel like people should have to vote on someone that switches floors because they didn't vote for that person to take
Mhm.
that position. They're just
Yeah.
crossing floors and
Mhm.
taking that position.
I find it to be a little bit. I mean, here's the thing. It's definitely like this whole situation has started a huge conversation, which I think is great.
Mhm.
Conversations are great for democracy as long as it's genuine, authentic conversation, and there's no like snide remarks, no snide lies and stuff like that. If it's like a genuine conversation, that's great for democracy, right? Um, and the thing is, what we do about this, I believe, in my opinion, is can be quite tricky because at the end of the day, when we vote for people, we vote for the person that the party endorses, right?
Exactly.
And then let's say, for example, they technically have the choice whether they want to vote with the party lines, or let's say they could even vote temporarily differently from their
Mhm.
party, right? And sometimes you'll have that even in the United States. You have some Republicans that'll vote against what Trump wants to do. Some
Mhm.
Democrats that will vote with Trump. Like, I mean, obviously we're talking in the single digits, but technically they can do that, right?
Right.
Same thing in Canada. They can vote for something a little differently, right? And it's up to the party as to whether they want to kick out their candidate for doing that or to keep them in and be like, okay, like this is our boundary. This is what you're able to do, right? But the establishment party tend to be like very like you got to vote with the party and that's it, and you have their party whip and whatnot, right?
Mhm.
But
You feel like a member of a party or even like someone that has a position should be kicked out of a political party for voting against a certain policy or a bill?
um I believe that's up to the party. Um, the party, like for example, like I know from what I've understood with the People's Party of Canada, they're more like because we're more focused on like freedom, freedom of choice, personal autonomy, right? And basically, they're more open to their candidates having different opinions. Like
Mm-hmm.
the People's Party of Canada, to my understanding, they don't expect perfect adherence to the platform. Like we're able to have some disagreements, right? Like even myself, like I have some disagreements with the People's Party, but like I do agree with most of its platform, right? And that's kind of like where they go with that. So there can be a little bit of divergence with the establishment parties. You know, basically we refer to them as the Unifart Party. They're more like vote with us or else, right? But
So,
parties.
what do you feel like what happened with Doug Ford and Belinda
Um,
and how she started the New Blue Party basically with her husband and
mhm.
other members that were kicked out at the
Yeah,
time or even before that from Doug?
yeah. So kind of going between that and between like the whole situation with like now Michael Ma, the other guy Chris Diarmond, I don't remember his last name, but in the federal where they cross the aisle from conservatives to liberal, people are asking, okay, should they be able to do that and not trigger a by-election, right? Because like I
Right.
was saying, like people could technically vote against their party, but then it's up to the party whether they want to choose to kick them out or not, right?
Right.
But
Right.
now the question is, do you have a by-election when they are removed from caucus,
Mm-hmm.
right? Do they just go as independent and that's it, or can they adopt a new party? Like even like with Maxime Bernier, he left the Conservatives to form the People's Party of Canada, right? He
Right.
technically crossed the aisle at the time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So same thing with the founders of the New Blue Party as well, right? But I don't know too much about their story. My focus was more on like bolstering the People's Party of Canada, the Populist Party of Ontario, and standing for what we're looking to do to invite more discourse to restore personal freedoms to people and whatnot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that there are some significant differences between these freedom parties.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I'm hoping in the future that we have everyone coming together to ensure that we break the mold of the uniparty, the establishment, and hopefully we can do that. It's just I know there's people have different ideas on how to get there, but at the end of the day, when it comes to conversations like what we're having right now, I think that's fundamental to that growth.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. So in the nature of being of service to people and helping people, especially in Canada right now, we have, I think, almost 9 million people
Hmm.
depending on food banks for their next meals
Hmm.
and stuff like that. There's only so much we have done as a people, as a government.
Hmm.
Um, that's where another layer could be introduced, and I want to introduce this
Yeah.
in the conversation.
Mhm.
Have you ever had any experience praying for someone, um, and that somehow attributing to helping them, whether it's something small or something big? And then after that, maybe we can get into some paranormal stories if you
Sure.
have
Yeah, yeah,
any
yeah.
cool
Sure.
stories you want to share
Okay.
with me.
Sure. So first off, I think I just want to mention this. I think the most important thing is I have a friend of mine who's got into a really bad accident, right?
Mm.
And he's he was on a bus with his wife and his like not newborn, but like she's like a few months old, and the bus for some reason had to slam the brakes really hard, and thankfully the wife and the baby were okay, but Michael, he was like projected right across the
Oh
bus, like
wow!
thrown way across the
No
bus.
way!
His head hit a metal plate, and he had to go for like a 5 hour surgery, like a 5 hour brain surgery, and he's fighting for his life
Jeez!
right now. So
Right now?
right now, yeah, he got into the accident on Saturday.
Oh
It
my
it happened
goodness!
recently, and there's a give send go if any of you guys are able to like help contribute to any costs that his wife has to go
Absolutely,
through right
man.
now. Yeah, uh
You mind sending me the information
yeah,
though,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
his name? And I would
yeah,
love to pray for him and
yeah, yeah.
his full recovery and his,
Thank you.
for his family's
Yeah,
peace as
Michael
well.
Snape. Yeah, he got into a really bad accident, and basically I'm definitely praying for him. I'm gonna ask everyone to pray for him.
Absolutely.
For us all to pray for him, and also if you guys are able to, even the littlest amount can help. For
Yeah,
him and
yeah,
his
absolutely.
offsetting his costs and whatnot. That his wife has to go through, and we're praying for his a full recovery, God willing. But yeah, so definitely prayer is important when it comes to um, like when it comes to praying, you can pray by yourself or you can pray in a community, pray with people.
Hmm.
I know that like as a Catholic, I go with a group of men to pray the Rosary each Friday. I mean, unfortunately, there's some Fridays I miss,
Hmm.
but I try to go and we pray the Rosary together. And I've been told that praying the Rosary with other people makes the prayer stronger,
Oh yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And I think that's very important, and that's where prayer helps build a sense of community, helps build the values that are shared with people and whatnot. Like you
Yes.
were mentioning earlier, like even though, like, I mean, going back to what we were saying earlier, like even though we were at two different political parties, we have a lot of similar values and whatnot, and that also communicates to our faith as well, like our
Hmm.
faith in Catholicism, where we have these shared values. We want to have a sense of like empathy, um,
Yep.
community, forgiveness. That's so crucial, and I think that that's forgiveness is lacking a lot in our world. A lot of pain, a lot of hurt. Like I feel pain and hurt from the stuff that I've gone through, especially when I got smeared.
Hmm.
Right, I have a lot of anger toward the people that did it and my former classmates that leapt for joy when I got smeared. Right, but I have to force myself to say, you know what, that's not what God would want me to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
God would want me to forgive these people, but also God would also want me to have a sense of self-respect where I defend myself and
Hmm.
not just pander to people, not just pander to people's ego, but to stand for the truth, to stand for
Hmm.
what's moral, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I
And
was just gonna say that, and then you just said it too. So that's
oh,
awesome. Yeah.
good, good, good. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and
Yeah, see the
especially
same
the ego
wavelength.
thing. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of us, when we feel like something's done wrong to us,
Mm-hmm.
we want to, get vengeance, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't want that to happen again. We
Yeah.
can't have that person thinking they can get away with whatever they said or
Mm-hmm.
whatever they did to us.
Yeah.
But in reality, having that, not have your heart hardened,
Yeah.
and actually have forgiveness play a role in it,
Mm-hmm.
and let certain things go,
Mm-hmm.
let certain things just be. I think that's the best thing we can do sometimes,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
not fight so hard, and not be so ego driven. Be more Christ like. Like Christ said, if someone sins against you 7 times, forgive them 70 times.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So just always be ahead
Yeah.
and be
Yeah.
Christ like.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. We got to remember the humanity in the other people. Even though we could see
Yeah.
people as like, there's people we could look at as evil or people that are like nasty or like, we have to remember these are human beings still.
Yep.
Right.
They
And
could be going through something.
yeah, they could be going through something, but even if they're not, even if it's like, like, regardless, you
Mm.
know, God put us all on this earth
Mhm.
for a reason. And that's where we have to see the humanity in others just as we'd like them to see the humanity in us.
Mhm.
And a lot of these people, unfortunately, don't see the humanity in us, but we still have to see the humanity in
And
them.
them, yep.
It's important because that's how there's a shred of hope, a light of hope that we can have peace.
Mhm.
We can have a sense of community, a sense of harmony,
Mhm.
right? And that's where my connection with Catholicism really comes strong. Is it's just simply what's moral. It's simply what's helping us grow as a humanity to
Mhm.
overcome pain and anger,
Yep.
vengeance. Like anger, sadness, vengeance. These are not fun things. I mean,
No.
I feel like with sadness, sometimes sadness can be a method of healing in
Mhm.
some ways,
Yeah.
right? Depending on what it is.
You can bring balance,
Mhm.
neutralism. We can't always be up and happy all the time. We have to remember there's
Yeah.
going to be sad moments as well, right?
Mm-hmm. And it's through those sad moments you can find touching moments where you connect with people and your heart grows
Mhm.
through those challenges,
Yeah.
right?
That's where you find your moments of gratitude,
Yes,
and it just
very much
strips
so.
away all the negativity that you
Mhm.
thought you were surrounded in.
Right.
Yeah.
But I have to say, fear and anger, those are the ones that I feel are not productive.
No.
Fear is not productive. Anger is not productive. It just deters us away from growth, right?
Mhm.
You can find growth through happiness. You can find growth through sadness, right? But anger and fear, those are the big challenges we have to overcome, and
It
it's not easy to
cripples
do.
us.
Yeah.
Fear cripples us, and like there's healthy fear, like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, for
in
sure. Yeah,
danger.
yeah.
I should,
Yeah,
save
yeah, for
myself.
sure. Yeah, you don't want to, if you're near a cliff, it's a good
Right.
idea to stay away from that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So,
But fear can be very like a big roadblock to anything you're trying to get accomplished, whether it's bettering yourself or being there for someone else,
yeah.
friends, family, whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
So the rosary, yes, I've been hearing a lot of good things about the rosary. I should get one again.
Mm-hmm.
I had one a long time ago, but
Mm-hmm.
not one recently.
Mm-hmm. I see.
So
Yeah, yeah.
any paranormal type stories, like anything that you can't explain, whether it's, I don't know, aliens, ghosts, something maybe has to do with like a prayer, you ask for a sign and something came to you, or like something you asked for was revealed in some kind of
Yeah.
manner or form.
So, I know this might sound like a buzzkill, but basically, zero, absolutely zero,
Buzzkill.
unfortunately. But the thing is,
Mm.
and this is something I kind of like was uh, perplexed by when I was a child. Like I remember would hear like paranormal stories from like others. They're like, "Oh my god, I saw a ghost. Oh, I saw this." I'm
Mhm.
like, I haven't seen any of this stuff. I haven't had any like even like if I say a prayer, like I mean, I feel like with prayer, there are like let's say for example like when I was a kid my brother with autism he wanted to walk to his friend's place
Right.
and he was like maybe like 8 years old at the time but like with someone with autism like it's you're very concerned about him right and we
Right.
didn't know my parents and I didn't know where he was and we were so scared like oh my god we hope he's okay right
Oh
and
no.
thank god someone found him someone that we know through the school that I was part of uh, one of the siblings noticed him and then they picked him up and brought him home right
Yeah.
so we were so overjoyed when that happened but like I was praying like crazy my parents were praying like crazy and thank God my brother was brought home, right? So I feel like, you know, my prayer was answered where my brother came home, but then there's other times where I make prayers and they're they're not like the answer is no or it doesn't happen, right? And like
Right.
again, it's up to God at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Now we
Like
could
you said before, if God willing,
God willing,
yeah,
exactly, right?
it's all up to the
But
Father.
right, but in terms of like empiricism like in terms of like if we were to look at it things scientifically we were look at things empirically like I haven't had anything that's been um what's the word beyond empiricism or like I forgot the word but basically like beyond like things that can't be explained by um physical phenomena I have not experienced that like there's times where like let's say I would go to confession and I feel like I feel like God's presence. Like I would feel God's presence. I'd feel like a weight lifted off my shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, but like again, a skeptic could be like, oh, that's just like a mental feeling, right?
Yeah.
Which very much it could be. And I spoke to a priest about like mental feelings, whatnot. One priest told me, you know what, that might be God using a physical phenomena to speak to us, right?
Right. We
So
are human after all.
right. So there might be that, but nothing like for me, it's been nothing beyond what technically could be explained by empiricism,
Mm-hmm.
right? But that's where I'm at right now. But if you don't mind me asking, like, have you experienced anything like paranormal or anything like
Oh,
extra?
my whole life is a big paranormal story.
Really?
You ever see Stranger Things?
I haven't watched the show, but
Yeah, me neither. I don't need to.
okay.
It's been a very weird life. If I have to share a story, like
Hmm.
I like sharing this story I'm about to share with you. Basically, I was maybe around 10, 11 years old, and I was having a little nap during the day. I woke up and I felt like the weight of someone laying next to me. And I'm thinking maybe it's my mom or my dad. And I feel all this love and just like this cozy warmth love, like just so much love. I don't know why.
Hmm.
Like usually when you wake up, you're kind of like
Hmm.
groggy or whatever.
Yeah,
But I just
yeah.
felt so much love. I couldn't wait to turn around and just
Hmm.
hug my mom or my dad or
Hmm.
whoever it was, maybe my brother. But it felt like the weight was bigger,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
an
yeah.
adult. I
Interesting.
turned around and I could see through this figure. It was like a light beam
Hmm.
smiling at me with his eyes all
Hmm.
big, just smiling at me.
Hmm.
And I don't know what it was. Now I'd like to think, it's Jesus or an angel or something
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
But my reaction at the time was I just yelled,
Yeah,
ah,
yeah, yeah.
like Kevin from Home Alone. And the thing just disappeared. And then
Yeah.
my parents came running in and they're like, what's wrong? And I told them what
Mhm.
happened. But
Yeah,
to
yeah.
this day, I felt so bad because I feel like something outside of this world
Mhm.
in a positive, loving way was making a direct connection with me. And I
Mhm.
kind of ruined it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
By reacting the way I did.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because to me, it's like I expected a human next to me, not something I could see through.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of sparkling and
Wait, so you actually saw some like a
yeah, I
being
saw
sparkling?
like something smiling at me laying on the bed that was like a light beam,
Yeah, yeah.
like kind of glittery and
Mhm.
white and yellow looking, you know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. Oh,
The
wow.
full body. And
Yeah, yeah.
it was almost like a body, but like just glowing so bright that you couldn't really see like
Mhm.
all the humanness of it. But I saw a
Yeah.
big smile and eyes looking at me.
Mhm.
They were just so happy to be laying next to me.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so it kind of like how I feel when
Mhm.
I'm with my kids.
Wow,
Just
yeah, that
laying next
warmth.
to them, and when
Yeah,
they
yeah.
wake up and they see me and they're all happy. Every
Mhm.
time that happens, it actually kind of reminds me of that,
Mhm.
which is why I kind of like to think that it's like Jesus or something
Mhm.
of that fatherly love and
Mhm.
spiritual love
Mhm. Mhm.
outside this world.
Yeah, yeah.
And as far as like stories with prayers, man, back like in 2023, in May
Mhm.
2023, maybe
Yeah.
June, I kept hearing about people's experiences with Jesus.
Mhm.
Uh, they ask for something and
Mhm.
Jesus gives it to them, and I'm like, well, I believe in Jesus, but not in the sense of
Mhm.
like in a Catholic way at the time.
Mhm.
Maybe I believe that he was a guy that had a big following and he did a lot of cool things, and
Yeah.
maybe he was very enlightened and a very good person, and maybe that was enough. But like,
Mhm.
I want to know, like, okay, if you are actually God, come to me, send someone to talk to me about you. That's all. So a couple days later, my fat ass was in my car.
Come on.
No, I say this because I have to say it like this because I was stuffing my face, full of gluttony with like 2 orders of fries, 2 orders of burgers, and not even the good burgers, is the vegan kind
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
at the
yeah,
time, because
yeah, yeah,
I don't do that anymore. But
yeah, yeah,
I don't do that anymore. I act like it's a drug.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
don't
fair
do
enough.
that anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
so I'm just stuffing my face, and I have to go to a studio to record soon, and I'm just like doing what I do, eating in secret,
mm-hmm.
and in my car in shame, and then I get a on the window. I turn around, and this dude, you know, I roll down my window. He's like, "I'm sorry, man, but Jesus just told me I need to talk to you." My face is full of food. I'm just like,
Oh my God.
right away, I remember you don't know the hour when I'm coming.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that
Yeah,
scripture is.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
it's out of my head right now.
Wow,
But
that's crazy, man.
and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not ready. I
Mm-hmm.
asked for this and I wasn't ready.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel so like embarrassed right now. I
yeah,
know I
yeah,
shouldn't be doing this, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
am. And so we have this conversation about Jesus.
yeah,
And then he asked me, "Do you want to accept him?" I'm like, "Yes, I do."
yeah,
So
yeah.
we prayed together and all that. And
Nice.
he's like, um, you don't need to go to any church, but if you find a church you feel connected to, go ahead and do all that. I'm not trying to get you to do anything. I just really felt Jesus telling me to come to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't tell him what I asked for a couple of days before that.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so random, so out of the blue.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I couldn't believe it. But even then, I didn't I didn't fully give in. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really I didn't understand, and it took me like another year or so going through everything I went through, with the tumor and in my rectum. I don't know what I could say, even though
Yeah,
it's my own show, but it's
yeah,
going on
yeah.
YouTube.
Sorry that you went through that.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
and then getting hit by the bus and everything.
Oh my God.
It kind of like, it kind of had to wake me up a little bit, shake me up a bit,
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
realize that everything I've all been through,
Mm-hmm.
I've only been saved because of him.
Mm-hmm.
Like when my
God
car
bless.
went spinning
Yeah.
on the highway and flipping in the air, who grabbed it and stopped it midair, turned it around and put it back on the road in the right direction instead of letting me fly off and explode onto the side,
Mm-hmm.
or some other stories I don't want to get
Yeah,
into right
yeah.
now. It's all
Oh my God.
related to the highway and driving.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but then I'm like, okay, let me look into this. Why do people believe so much that Jesus is God? Like I said, I can understand people developing a following and that kind of spreading,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But what makes it so true? There's got to be something. What started all of it? And then when I look into it, there's more historical evidence for Jesus than any other character we learn about in our history books,
Mm-hmm.
like Alexander the Great and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about like ancient character, not like recent. Obviously, there's a lot of information for recent people,
Mm-hmm.
presidents, prime ministers in the past or whatnot. But and I was like, oh my god, this is a lot more real than just my personal experience with a sign or a prayer or something like that. And I kind of just kept going. I'm like, well, let me ask for this specific thing. Nothing greedy, nothing for me to gain anything. Just so I can still feel more connected as I learn and get closer to the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of looked into the blood at the site of the crucifixion that was analyzed, and it's the same blood you find in the miracles of the Eucharist.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, there's no father's DNA
Mm-hmm.
because the father is heavenly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only the woman's DNA,
Mm-hmm.
and so is the same blood type.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they find heart tissue. Like
Yeah.
all of this,
Yeah, yeah.
you can't make it up.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be truth to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm putting my experiences with that. I'm like, it's time for me to fully surrender
Mm-hmm.
to Jesus, because you could say, I believe in a creator, I believe in the universe, I believe in God, but the creator came into a human form
Mhm.
to fulfill his promises. He left for the people a couple thousand years before that. And I think that's beautiful.
Mhm.
He could have just left us here. And I could go into a bunch of other theories that kind of break off of
Mhm.
the typical Christian beliefs and all that. You know, I can get into like theories that the CIA files have been released, and
Mhm.
you know, the world being a simulation and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all that. And
Yeah.
there's all these things that are true to the CIA in some form of discovery.
Mm.
And other scientists, you know, can back it up. Well, you prove we live in a simulation like this and that.
Yeah.
So what does Jesus have to do with it all when you
Mhm.
look at it like that? And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got into all that too, and it still holds up and makes sense.
Mhm.
If you look at this world as a simulation you're trying to escape and not get trapped, being recycled back into here again,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they can use our experiences as fuel, as batteries or whatever, kind of like the Matrix movie,
Mhm.
all that.
I still have to watch it.
Pardon me?
I still have to watch The Matrix.
The whole thing, or
Yeah, I've only seen parts of it.
okay,
But
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
It's
I know what it's about. Yeah.
yeah, you get it. It's so then it comes to the same conclusion. Then, if you truly want to be free of this, then you need to follow the one that created everything.
Mhm.
And he said, you know, call on me and I'll set you free. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of experiences with this, you know, NDE experiences, people dying that are Muslim or atheist, and they're
Mhm.
being tormented by demons or in some kind of
Mm.
place that's obviously
NDE.
yeah,
What?
near death experiences.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
where
Yeah, yeah,
they die, they flatline for 10, 30 minutes, and they
yeah.
come back with these stories.
Mhm.
And they can call on Buddha, Allah, no one comes to save them. The
Mhm.
minute Jesus is mentioned, he comes to save them.
Mhm.
So I always found that interesting. That's why I always feel like I need to ask for signs every few months,
Mhm.
you know, and there's no shame in that, at least a lot of shame, because even the disciples saw Jesus perform miracles, bring people from the dead, and they still had questions.
Yeah, yeah,
But what if? And
yeah, yeah. Especially
even
Saint
Peter
Thomas.
was able to
Yeah.
walk, yeah, with the whole touching the holes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Even Peter was able to walk on water like Christ
Mhm.
until doubt filled his mind and his heart,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
sank.
Mm. Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
Jesus was basically elevating us, you know,
Mhm. Oh yeah.
making he said we can do everything he did and more. He
More than
says this.
Jesus?
Yeah, he says you can perform all the miracles I have done plus more
Oh, plus more. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I see what you're
if you
saying.
truly
Yeah, yeah.
believe and live like him.
Right, right. Like he's saying like we could perform what he's done in the
Mhm.
time that he was on earth
Yeah.
plus more. But like obviously Jesus is he's the son of God.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah, yeah.
like I said, Peter was able to walk like the Son of God on water until
Mhm. Yeah,
you know
right, right, right.
feel
That makes
whatever
sense.
filled his heart,
I
doubt,
see.
and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we can be Christ-like
Mhm.
to the very limit that we're able to, that God is willing to give us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, we can't claim to be gods.
No.
You know, a lot of people they have that new age kind of like,
Yeah.
well, Christ told us that we can be like God and we're all gods. No, that's not exactly what he said,
No.
you know.
No.
And even though we have the Holy Spirit in us, and we
Mhm.
are able to heal the blind
Yeah.
and you know, the deaf and all. People have done it. There's videos of people going out healing people. They have so much faith, no doubt at all, that
Mhm.
they're able to actually accomplish these things.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and as far as praying, you know, when I pray, I don't pray ever asking God for anything. Jesus told us to pray as if we've already received it from the Father.
Mhm.
So you're thanking the Father for
Yeah.
giving it to you if it's willing to be given,
Mhm.
and thank you for it.
Mhm.
And it's almost like the manifestation secret. Remember that book or documentary that came out a while ago, 20 years ago maybe.
Oh,
It's called The Secret, and it's just basically
Okay.
you feel what it's like to already have something that
Mhm.
you don't have right now.
Mhm.
Like, let's say you want a job
Mhm.
or you want to win the elections.
Mhm.
You feel what it's like on that day to win,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And you pray like that with that feeling. So when I
Yeah.
pray for someone that is sick in the hospital, I pray for the feeling of seeing. Okay, so like there was this baby I was praying for about a week or 2 weeks. I don't know if you saw that online.
I'm gonna have to
I was
remember.
praying in prayer groups. I was praying in the Bible studies. I was praying alone,
Yeah.
sometimes 3, 4 times a day,
Mhm.
specifically just for her. And then there's, 20, 30 other people I pray for. But when I prayed for her, I was, first of all, I let God know, like, this is awful. Please let your Holy Spirit work through everyone that's working on her in the hospital, all the staff, you know, anything they may be going through. Like, I hope it all just melts off them and they're able to do the work they're supposed to do for this little baby, because a newborn baby shouldn't be going through all these things that she was going through.
Mhm.
And so I kind of gave a blessing to the staff and the parents that are there, give them the strength and the clarity to kind of see through this and see whatever has to be done to let it be done.
Mhm.
And then I prayed for, a full healing, but in the sense that I said, I want to see, like in my mind, not saying I want to see, but I want to see, like, I'm picturing, just as I saw a post asking for prayers, I will see a post saying we're on our way home, leaving the hospital now. And that's what I kept praying for, that post.
Mhm. Mhm.
Kept seeing it in my mind. I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it every day. I'm praying every night. I'm praying. Sure enough, it happens.
God bless.
And I read in there and I'm like, this is exactly the moment I prayed for.
Thanks, brother.
Man, I dropped to my knees so fast and hard when I seen the actual prayer,
Mhm.
just like the very first time I prayed for that little baby.
Mhm.
The same emotion, the same tears,
Mhm.
only it was one end and the other. But in the middle, at the beginning, at the end, I saw the
Careful.
I saw the end, and I kind of
Mhm.
brought the feeling, that
Mhm.
frequency in the middle. So
Yeah, I feel that.
there's a lot of truth behind, the science of frequencies and
Mhm.
matching energies and attracting energies,
Mhm.
but that's how I like to pray, the way Jesus told me to pray.
Good. Are we good for time or
Oh yeah, we're good for time.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good.
So my next thing I kind of want to get into,
Mhm.
uh I don't know how much you want to reveal on this. Maybe we can come back a different time and do
Sure.
it, but there's been obstacles, and I have another friend who I may or may not have on the show,
Mhm.
who's told me something recently
Okay.
about teaching. And
Yeah.
basically there's like something called the LAT,
LAT.
or maybe I'm completely remembering it wrong. I should have checked in with him first, but basically every 5 years there's like a review
Oh,
where the
yeah,
teachers
yeah,
get,
yeah. Yeah, I forgot the name, but I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they kind of like review how you're teaching the class
Mhm.
and how you're going about things, and they kind of give you some input and stuff like that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they were reviewing him, like he's like, I don't want to say too much.
Yeah. No worries. It's all good.
He has a background in cooking, so
Okay.
he wanted to teach something about making, like, what is it, like beef patties, the
Okay.
food beef patties,
Sounds good.
and his take on it.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like, well, how can you incorporate um, social injustice in this?
Yeah.
And he was kind of like, well, what do you mean? Even though he kind of knew what they were gonna
Mhm.
get at. And
Yeah.
they're like, well, how can you basically talk about white supremacy to your students, and how even though you chose this kind of food, how most Michelin stars are going towards the white race restaurants and not anyone of color, and
Sorry,
just
Michelin? What?
yeah, like 5-star, 3-star restaurants, Michelin stars.
Oh, is that what it's called? Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
So
I
like
think about Michelin, the car tire making
it's
brand.
almost the
Sorry.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just like I couldn't believe that he had, and this
Yeah.
is recent, a
Yeah.
recent
Yeah.
conversation he had on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of told him, like, at some point you're gonna have to like fight against this.
Mm.
You're not gonna be able to like handle it anymore.
Mm.
But till then, stay in and get as much information as you can to expose what's happening inside the school system.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times people don't believe that this is happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, do you have a story you want to share on that?
Yeah. So basically,
I know there's like a story you may have shared with me recently about a book that you've recommended.
Yeah.
Or is there something else you want to get into?
Yeah. So basically, yeah, there was a book I was given called it's the book is called Me and White Supremacy, but it was written by a woman named Layla Saad or something like that.
Okay.
She's to my understanding, she is a Muslim woman from Qatar, I believe.
Okay.
And the title of the book is, like, I think she admitted the title of the book is clickbaity, but it's basically to be like, okay, like it's more to highlight like their assertions about white privilege and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And I was advised to read this book and whatnot. I still have it with me. I just haven't gotten around to reading it because I got sidetracked with other stuff, and I didn't put it as a high priority. But I do have every intention to read the book, just out of like not because like I'm on board with the whole woke movement. I'm not, but like I want to hear what they have to say, so that way it helps inform my understanding of where they're coming from, and
their side of the argument, their
right.
talking points.
And maybe there are some elements that I might learn from, right? Who knows? But at the same time, like I also have my life experiences, which are going to be different than the life experience of pretty much, obviously everyone. I mean, we're all different from each other, right? But there's that book. But also, I think like with your friend's story about, oh, how can we include like DEI or like analysis in like cooking something, right? Well, I find like that kind of like, it goes beyond the whole DEI. I think it just goes down to like just rigid criteria to begin with throughout teaching, where how can we incorporate ABC element in your class when your class is like a math class, or whether it's like a computer science class, right? Like it might be better fit in an English class or like a language class, or maybe science, who knows, right? But like, for example, like what you described earlier, like where would that be found in a cooking class? Where would that be found in a math class? And I feel like it's just like a criteria to be followed. Like I'll even give another example. This isn't related to DEI or wokeism or anything like that. But for example, I was told by other teachers that, a level 4, A minus, A plus, apparently that's supposed to represent a student going above and beyond the criteria or something along those lines. And I'm like, why? If they fulfill the requirements of the course, why is that only meriting like a B level grade, right? If I'm laying out the criteria of my assignment, like, okay, is this here in your, like, let's say if they're making a program, are loops there? Are if statements there? Are they coded efficiently, right? I kind of look into that, right? And if it's done according to the expectations, why wouldn't they get an A, right? But it's like, no, apparently, like, because a lot of these, like whether it's like language courses or other types of courses, like they're more subjective. Mine's quite a bit more objective. Same with math, right? It's either math is either correct or incorrect. And did you explain the steps and whatnot, right? So this whole criteria of, oh, you're going above and beyond, like, if you're fulfilling the expectations and you're demonstrating that you understand the material and you've exemplified it, like, why should I get in trouble for, not that I'm getting in trouble, but more like, why should I be questioned on how I'm marking my students if they're fulfilling what they're supposed to?
Absolutely.
They earned that mark. They earned the A, so I don't know. I just find like these rigid criteria just it's all across the board, and like, okay, we have to integrate this, we have to integrate that, when may not be necessary. And like for the case of, let's say, the beef patty, like, I mean, we can celebrate the different kinds of food recipes. We can look into the history of these food recipes. Oh, interesting insight of them. But like at the end of the day, it's like, what is food? It keeps us alive, and a lot of the times it builds community.
Mhm.
It builds a sense of community when
Yeah.
you have food. Like people eat
coming
together. Yeah,
because of different types of food, and acknowledging other cultures and other people around the world.
yeah.
I think that's beautiful.
I think it's beautiful too.
And to try to
100%.
cause division
Yeah,
and point the finger to this group or that, it's
yeah.
just
I feel a lot of it comes from anger.
yeah.
But like we have to have
But I just don't like how there's like a real agenda now
yeah.
being pushed for it. I know a few years ago you mentioned something, and we can cut it from the show if you want. Um, you recommended a book to one of these meetings that was basically, from what I remember, it was, the author was an African American,
Oh yeah.
and they were basically saying how there is no white privilege. It's the opposite, if anything.
I don't know if that's exactly what he was asserting. I think
Maybe I'm remembering it wrong,
no worries.
but
So
but you kind of got like scolded for
yeah,
offering a perspective that was
yeah,
different, even though it wasn't from like a white person or whatever.
yeah.
It was very like, I don't know if you're okay to talk
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
If not, we can
sure.
skip
Yeah.
over it
So like there was just like kind
and
of
cut
like
it out.
a seminar, like it was like an extracurricular seminar that I went to, because like, you know what, I want to partake in good faith, right? Sharing my perspective, sharing what I've gone through and whatnot. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't read this book either. Like I tend to be a slow reader, unfortunately. But the book is called Woke Racism by what's the guy's name? His name is
See if I can look it up.
John McWhorter, I believe his name is John McWhorter, and he's a Democrat, to my understanding. He's a Democrat in the United States, but he also critiques the woke movement, right?
Okay.
And his argument is that wokeism can very well fuel racism itself, right?
John McWhorter.
John McWhorter, yeah. So I didn't read the book, but I found the premise to be interesting. So I'm like,
Okay.
you know what? If we're going to stand against racism, we need to stand against all forms of racism. And that includes woke racism. That includes racism that is under the guise of anti-racism. You know, like I find like in general, and this goes beyond the whole conversation on racism, is like anytime people become obsessed over a good thing, like standing against racism is a good thing, right? But when people become obsessed with something, anything, the more obsessed they become, the more extremist they become, then it turns into a bad thing.
Absolutely.
Right. And that's not just racism. That's like anything. It could even be like, for example, like the whole like abortion thing, for example. Like I'm adamantly pro-life. And at the same time, though, you could still have those like some crazy nutsos that will like become extreme about it.
Mhm.
Right. That's what happens with obsession. You can't be obsessed. You have to focus on, okay, what's the goal? It's to save lives. It's to save the lives of people, right?
Mhm.
But if people become extremist about it, where like they start, threatening doctors and whatnot, it's like,
Yeah.
or like threatening to harm them. Like, I get it. We need to address the issue, but we can't go into unethical territory. Then like the ends don't justify the means,
No.
right?
Not in that way.
The means has to be good with the ends, right? So you can't be like,
I've heard you talk about this before
Yeah.
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like you can't, like, I'm not gonna, like, if I meet an abortionist, I'm not gonna like assault him, but I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, I stand entirely against everything you do.
Mhm.
You're killing children, right? Again, so I'm very, very opposed to the idea of the ends justify the means. There's some people that believe that, and you find this on the left and the right. Like you even see it now with like the pushback from the left. Like you're seeing like a resurgence of like right wing thinking, even far right, and that worries me too. Like,
What's a far right
yeah, I know. Like, what is far right?
ideology that is worrisome?
Like for example, I see like it's hard to define what exactly far right, far left is, because I find like
Feel the
some
same.
people that are accused of being far right are actually far left,
Mhm.
right? For example, like essentially, I've encountered people who claim to be on the left wing,
Mhm.
right? But they're like they embody wokeism, but for apparently white people, right? Where they're
Mhm.
kind of like, oh, you know what? Like some guy was talking about like white well-being, white well-being. I'm like, that sounds like a weird way to describe like just like having a sense of peace and community with everyone in Canada. Like it's not just, it's not just black people, white people, Asian people, Indian people. It's like for me, I'm more like I'm in favor of like having a sense of grounded values that we all share together as Canadians, right?
Mhm.
We're multi-ethnic. We're multi-ethnic, but we also have shared values.
Mhm.
We have shared respect, uh, having that sense of community there,
Yeah.
but for these people, they're more like, oh, I'm looking after, like they say my people, like not me, but like they're talking about themselves. They're referring to their people as like just white people, right?
Mhm.
But I'm like, I'm referring to my people as in Canadian people,
Yeah.
right? People who love this country, people who, this Canada is their country, right? They
Mhm.
want to join with people not of their race, but of their sovereign country,
Yeah. I
right?
agree with that.
Right. But that's where I'm noticing this pushback where it's like they're going directly against the whole woke movement.
Mhm.
But it's like I find both of them to be wrong.
Yeah.
We got to
It's
focus
too
on,
extreme on both sides.
yeah, like you're it's starting to tilt in that direction. And now
Mhm.
you even have like organizations that like have these banners like that want to deport people just because of the color of the skin.
No,
I
that's
cannot
wrong.
stand behind that.
No,
That's
that's wrong.
ridiculous,
No. No.
and
I am totally for putting Canadians first. Um, but not at the cost of hurting anyone. You know what I
no,
mean?
no.
Deporting someone because their skin color is
Yeah.
it's
At least that's
just
my understanding what they're trying to push, but
yeah. As far as like I mentioned before, there's almost 9 million Canadians that depend on a food bank for their next
mm,
meal,
yeah.
while we're still sending millions of dollars to
Yeah.
anywhere but us
Yeah.
around the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous.
Mhm.
I think we can do better, and we
Mhm.
will.
Mhm.
We're gonna have to get there sooner than later, or else
Mhm.
Canada will fall. There's in the last 3 months, I believe, almost 900,000 immigrants came in,
Mhm.
and they're being taken care of.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like 2,000 something dollars a month, maybe more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and and now there's reports of them already going to vacation back home from the country they left because
Mhm.
they're seeking asylum. So I don't know
Yeah. Yeah.
enough to really speak on all that
Yeah. Yeah.
on the spot.
Mhm.
But I do feel like we should take care of our people, and I don't mean that
Yeah.
as
Yeah. Or Canadian
any
people.
rate. Yeah, anyone that's Canadian,
Yeah.
and most Canadians are actually Christian.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
most of that is even Catholic too.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's
Mhm.
important to keep the values
Mhm.
of Canada, keeping it in a Christian setting,
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
opposed to like maybe whatever they're trying to do with the Islamic um, agenda. I don't
Mhm.
feel like that's compatible with our way of life as
Mhm.
Canadians
Mhm.
or as Christians,
Mhm.
anywhere in the world,
Yeah.
anywhere in the world where there was a Christian population and starts being overtaken by Islamic.
Right.
Uh, the stats proved for themselves that it just ruins a nation. And I'm not against anyone, but I am against an ideology that promotes unfairness and unkindness to
Mhm.
women and children
Right.
in any
Yeah.
setting. So,
Mhm. So I do have two strong opinions on that, in my opinion, like that I'll share. For one, I do believe that it is. So I'll say like a part where I agree and a part where I disagree. So a part where I want to start with the one where I agree. I do believe that we need to be very thoughtful of how how we're vetting people that come into the country,
Mm-hmm.
right? We want to ensure that they share Canadian values, that they believe that, you know, women have the right to self autonomy, going to school, getting a job if they wish, becoming a mother, marrying who they want, and whatnot.
I
You know,
agree.
this is all important.
Yep.
And also having mutual respect, not treating women as second class citizens. They're, you know, men and women are equal in the eyes of God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I believe that there are people that pervert religion, regardless of what the religion is, right? Um, again, like I feel like in general, the immigration rates are too high in the sense where it's like the numbers don't make sense.
Yeah, they
You
don't.
know, it's overloading
Regardless of where they're coming from, it's
regardless of
too
where they're coming
much.
from. Yeah, it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with race, has nothing to do with any of the stuff that people like us tend to be accused of falsely. It's like the healthcare system needs to.
So, I mean, you could always just cut to a picture of us. Laughing away.
So for sure, the audio's still recording.
The audio's still recording, yeah. But
All right, we're back.
so yes, immigration.
Yeah. So basically, yeah.
You were saying you feel like it doesn't matter so much where they're coming from, but the numbers
Well,
are
yeah.
just way too much right now.
Well, I mean, yes and no. So basically, it's kind of multifaceted. So basically, yeah. First off, the numbers. It's like you don't want to have the health system overloaded. It has to be a balance of like you want to have like nurses and doctors and whatnot, and you
Absolutely.
want to like, in my opinion, like when it comes to immigration, it has to be first and foremost for the welfare of the country, for the well-being of the country, right? We want to immigrate people that fulfill a need that we're in need of, like for the
Yep.
country first, right?
Naturally,
We
yeah.
have to focus on the country first, or Canada first, right? And but at the same time, though, it's like you also want to have people that are like like not just assimilatable but also like compatible and assimilatable to the country, right? Like that's where you have
Absolutely.
like a lot of like um Christian Arabs that came to Canada, right?
Mhm.
They're looking to find a sense of community, let's say in a place like Canada, right, where a lot of them get discriminated where they're coming from, right?
Yeah.
And then there's also other Muslims, let's say for example, that get discriminated because they maybe don't follow the strict interpretation of their religion, and they're more like I don't know, like let's say I know that there's one sect of Islam called Ahmadi
Okay.
Islam, and a lot of them do get discriminated against. Right? There's also the Uyghur Muslims in China that are, to my understanding, are being persecuted,
Mhm.
and there's also like like let's say for example, like I have Muslim friends that there was a story about like an honor killing that happened, right, by they claim to be a Muslim family, right? But my Muslim friend was like, "This is disgusting," and like the perpetrators of this honor killing like should be held to the fullest extent of the law. Like he's disgusted by honor killings, and I think uh, a lot of people, regardless of religion, are disgusted by that, right? But the thing is, we don't want to have people that do embrace horrific things like that, or even like welcome the idea. Like those are not people compatible with
Yeah.
Canada. People who believe in
Yeah.
discussing things like honor killings, right? But like the thing is, I like the reason why that like I'm going into the part where I just like kind of pushing back a bit. Like I know that when I was a teacher, and I'll never forget this. One of the students I had was so appreciative of me teaching him, and he was a Muslim student. His parents, and this was during COVID, like when I was teaching online. Um, his parents invited me to their restaurant and they gave me free food. They're like, "We should have a lot of respect for teachers. Thank you for teaching our son. We're
Wow.
so overjoyed." And like that warms my heart. I'm like,
Mhm.
these are such good people. And like they have a business in Canada. They're looking to build
Yeah.
Canada, right? I'm like, these are
Well,
the
like you
people.
said,
Yeah.
assimilating, right? Being a part of the
Hmm.
country and giving something to the country that we
Hmm.
need. We need
Right.
that kind of structure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's always good. But would you be like against closing the borders to certain countries where they do have honor killings or they do have a different culture from us altogether,
I feel like we
or at
need.
least limiting who we allow in
I
from those types of countries? Or
So basically, so I'm not a full on expert of what's happening in each country, but I do believe that sometimes you have to consider uh, what's involved in certain communities and whatnot, what their mindset is. whether it's specific places or specific people. Um, like like there's a lot of horrific ideologies that come from, I mean, whether it's here, whether it's other places in the world, but like we don't want to import more people that have these horrific viewpoints,
Yeah.
ideologies, and whatnot. But that's where we have to vet people really strongly.
Yeah.
But like, for example, like if there's, like you said, like if there's a country where a lot of the people there embrace this type of lifestyle, that's where you have to consider, okay, that might not be a good fit for
Yeah.
the country, for Canada, right? But then there's other people that, let's say, they want to escape that. Like, for example, like in Afghanistan where the Taliban took over again, many of those people fled because they don't want to be under the rule of the Taliban, right? So now at the same time, what's Canada's priority? Is our priority to help all the people of the world, or should we focus on helping the people that are in our country in Canada first, right?
I think
Like,
that first, but it's hard
yeah,
to ignore. Me, like, I like to take care of my family, my kids.
yeah,
But if I see someone across the street that needs a ride to school, you know what I'm saying, because it's cold and they missed the bus or something like that, which is a real life situation that happens. Some of my neighbors, I'm gonna help them too.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
of course.
But if it costs my own family, I have to neglect my own family, my
Yeah.
own kids,
Yeah,
then that's where we have a problem.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I don't know how much space we're gonna have left on this, but
Okay.
to kind of wrap things up,
Yeah.
is there anything that you got coming up? New projects, new goals, something you want to share with the world that you want to promote?
Well, things are kind of under wraps right now. Like I'm still involved with the People's Party of Canada. I'm involved with the Populist Party Ontario. I also have helped out Kevin Clark. He's a homeless advocate. Yeah, you and I both know him. He's a great guy. Helping
He's
the
actually
homeless.
a big influence on me as well.
Yeah, me
I think I
too.
told you about that.
Yeah, he's got a very big heart. He's very unorthodox with his way of going about things, with his political endeavors, but very big heart.
He's authentically himself.
Yes, very much so, very authentically himself. And but yeah, so definitely I implore for everyone to assist the homeless in Canada. Like a lot of the homeless are neglected. There's a lot of corruption. That's they're trying to tackle homelessness, but yet there's still homelessness on the street. There's people who are dying, right? And yet our government is sending funds to like wars where more people die. Not only are we losing money, but we're losing lives as well. And we're neglecting our own people. We have to focus on our people first, our Canadian people. Again,
I would love
regardless
to
of
have Kevin on here too sometime.
yeah,
Maybe even the three of us. We can sit in the living room. I'll discuss things once in a while.
Yeah.
And you were talking to me about your friend.
Yeah. Michael.
That you wanted on the show as well.
Yeah, Mike.
You say something about him?
Yeah, so Michael Snape, he's got into a really horrific accident, and he has to give sent go.
I was talking about the other guy you emailed me about. That you
Oh
wanted
yeah,
us to
yeah.
share.
I let him know to reach out to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll leave that up to him.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, guys, if you're able to help out Michael Snape, yeah, to recover, with any expenses that are involved, like with whether it's groceries or any of that sort. If you guys can help out, that'd be fairly helpful.
How old is he?
I think he's 31.
31. Wow.
Yeah, so he's a young man.
Does he have any kids?
Yeah, he just has a daughter that's a few months old. Yeah. So, but yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be praying for him.
Yeah, please pray for him. Please pray for his recovery.
Send me the link online after, and I'll post it up and everything.
Yeah, we'll do.
I'll post in this video. I don't know when this video is gonna be posted as of right now. Hopefully within a week.
Yeah.
Regardless, I'll be helping out with your friend there.
Thank you.
Well, good to have you on.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
It's an honor. It's a privilege to be here. Thanks for having me on your show, and hope we'll see each other again on a setting like this.
We're gonna do this again too. Maybe with Kevin.
Yeah. Sounds good, man.
That's awesome.
All right, thank you. God bless.
Thanks for watching. The other camera died. First episode, Luca Mele Show. Much love, guys. Love you.
God bless.
Take care.
Bye. Good stuff, man.
So, this here. We did an hour 31.
Nice. Man,